Welcome to the driver's seat. I'm Ron Doran. Today we're going to talk about the 2016 ACURA MDX. When the MDX first came out in the year 2000, it created a segment. Nobody thought that luxury car buyers would want 3 rows of passengers, but guess what? They did, and as a result, this MDX is the best-selling luxury SUV of all time. It's now in its 3rd generation. That 3rd generation happened in 2014. We have kind of a mid-cycle refresh. One of the big highlights is a new super handling all-wheel drive system and a 9-speed automatic transmission with a push-button shifter, sort of to speak. Anyway, so this is a 7-passenger vehicle, and like I said, a lot of families want more than a Highlander or a Pilot. They want something a little more luxurious, so Acura feeds that need. A lot of competition now. You have the Volvo XC90, Mercedes-Benz ML, Audi Q7, Buick Enclave, just to mention a few. So let's take a look under the hood. Hasn't really changed in the last few years. It's still the same 3.5-liter V6 engine that produces 290 horsepower. But as mentioned, this made it to a 9-speed instead of the 6-speed, which is the outgoing transmission. You would think it would get better fuel economy. It actually went down. And we've only been averaging about 19.8 in our full week of testing. So pretty solid engine. It has a great heritage and great reliability, but not the best performance. And now that Volvo has their XC90 with a plug-in, that should really set the segment on fire. So let's get behind the wheel and talk about some of the pros and cons of this vehicle. It's really a lovely vehicle, and it's easy to understand why it's the rock star in the Acura lineup. In some regards, Acura is ahead of the curve with regard to the competition, the 9-speed automatic transmission, Acura Watch, and other safety features. So that's very pleasant to know. In other areas, they're a little behind the times. They don't offer a panoramic sunroof. They have this split infotainment information system thing with the dual screens that I really don't care for. Just about every other car company can do it with one. Why can't Acura do it with one as well? But overall, it's really easy to understand why Acura gets a lot of repeat buyers for the MDX. After all, it's exactly what the segment needs. It's a 7-passenger, 3-row luxury crossover. It's very comfortable, it's very smooth, it's very quiet, it's very refined, has a lot of great amenities. The pricing structure for the MDX is all over the place. They actually have 16 different trim levels depending on front-wheel drive or super handling all-wheel drive, and all these different trim levels. This is the Advance, which is their new trim level. It's the top of the line and comes in just under $58,000. They've come a long way from their $40,000 price tag just a few years ago for an entry level, but you know, times change. You have to add new features, and you have this new 9-speed push-button transmission, which is a pretty good transmission. I like it, but I was expecting more. I'm thinking 9 speeds, you're increasing the number of gears by 50%. You should be able to get better fuel economy, but even by Acura's own reporting, it's actually dropped 1 mile per gallon from the 2014 model. So a little bit of a head scratcher there, not sure where the disconnect is. Regardless, it's a lovely car. It's easy to see why it's leading the segment and why pretty much every other model in the segment benchmarks the MDX. So there you have it, the 2016 Acura MDX, the best-selling luxury crossover of all time. It's very easy to understand why they've achieved that success, and it looks like they're going to stay on top for now, because this is truly a rock star for them and a vehicle that, quite frankly, fits the needs of the consumer to a T. But overall, big thumbs up, and really hard to say anything other than you have my recommendation to get the MDX.